one of the things that you mentioned in your bio on your website is that law is a calling. Can you maybe speak a little bit more to that while we're talking about your path and your mindset?
You bet. And I had the really good fortune in law school. My professor for ethics ended up being the first person to hire me, and he was a state court appellate court judge, Vernon Pearson. And what I really learned early about the profession, really knowing nothing about it coming out of law school or coming out of my undergraduate degree in biology, is how much we impact people's lives and how much we impact society, and that if we don't bring civility and professionalism to our craft, our discipline, we really erode the public trust and confidence in the judicial system, which is at the core of, I think, so much of who we are as a society. And so once I really got a feel for that and understood the role I could have in that, in influencing it, I do feel a bit like it is a calling. It's rewarding. That's why I'm still doing it, is I'm very passionate about what I do.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And it shows, right? Because I think that the passion combined with the experience and the expertise, that I would venture that that's what's led to the results and the career that you've had, which is fantastic.
Thank you.
Obviously, your career has been very long. You've had decades of practice and experience. What are some key milestones? What are some key defining moments that you had through the course of your career, maybe early, mid, and maybe in the last few years, that have really shaped your thinking? Maybe it had it evolve as a result of accomplishing those milestones or seeing those turning points?
So I'll reflect on that a little bit. In 1989, actually, the day the Berlin Wall came down, I was trying a lawsuit in a small county court in central Washington on behalf of a police officer that was accused of using excessive force in arresting someone. And it was a very emotional case for him. He was a longtime officer. His wife became very close to me. And the day that I was scheduled to give my closing argument, she presented me with a cross that she was Catholic, and she'd had her priest bless this cross, and she gave it to me just as a symbol of their faith in me before I went into my closing argument. That was pretty powerful. I don't know, about 15 years later, I was trying a case on behalf of a dear friend of mine and his wife who lost their baby because of malpractice on the part of a doctor. And it was one of my few cases ever on the plaintiff side of the practice. And tried that case and with a lot of passion in it, and knowing, very well defended, that it was highly likely there would be a defense verdict. The verdict ended up being, at the time, the largest verdict for the death of a baby in the state of Washington. And the jurors came over and hugged my clients and cried. And that was just pretty powerful. You know, that was human instinct really at its most base and important level. So those are the kinds of things that keep me going, and because they don't all come out that way. But you do remember that you do influence a process. And the other thing that I think that just keeps me going is I love the power of storytelling, of taking something that needs to be crafted in a way that is compelling and that someone will listen to over days, perhaps, and sometimes weeks. And that's one of the most novel things about what we do, at least what I try to do. Part of, I think, what keeps me going is I like being able to tell someone's story.